everyone, welcome back to another NLD vlog. Let's try that again. Hey guys, welcome back to another NLD vlog. We've got a lot to go through today. What's been happening, the crazy lockdown, production, new suits going out, all sorts of stuff. So let's get into it. Right, are we on? Yeah, we are. Okay, where do we start? And let's talk a little bit about NLD and where we've come from and where we are now and such. So Diana, about 2 years ago, who we refer to as D, had moved. I wanted to move to another country for personal reasons, which I won't go into. And D's been a massive part of NLD from the start, right from the start. It was D who has to take the credit for that. She really is brilliant. And so she's now abroad, but she still works for NLD, which is super awesome. But Dee has her own studio. We communicate through phone, Skype, Zoom, and everything else in between. So Dee is still massively fundamental. So all this stuff that you see done by hand, as in we don't screen print these things because the way that we do the special mix, it just looks so much nicer. So Dee would do all that by hand. It's painstaking. She's got an amazing creative eye, and we massively appreciate it. But with Dee not physically being in the studio anymore, that is a hit. Despite doing that side, it's like when you're a team together, it's like, right, okay, we need to jump on this with each other. Hey, would you mind just running that cast or trimming that? So there was a hit there, and but we still move forward. We've had some other staff come and go, but let's just say the industry that we were in, it's not a simple. We're not running a production line here, and despite what people might say, oh, a Spider-Man suit's a Spider-Man suit, that could not be further from the truth. It's just not accurate and it's not real. You could say that about a car. You could say that about a mountain bike. You could say about anything. Everything isn't always created equally, and we aren't running a production line. Stuff isn't just coming off and putting it out, or just having lots of seamstresses just working for not much money and just hammering out a load of product. Put that on there. Everything is made differently here, and we're proud of that. But it takes time and it's really frustrating. Anyway, so that's been happening with Dee, so that sort of slowed us down. But we sort of got our protocols up and trying to sort of streamline to create and be faster at what we do and to make better products. And that's always something that's really important. We're always making better products. I'll go into that in a minute. And then we had the great flood. A lot of our customers are aware of that because we did inform them. I think we even had a video, we have got a video. If I can find it, I'm going to put it in here. If I can't find it, I'm sorry, I just look really stupid because I haven't got the video. But it was a great flood. It was crazy. The roof was pouring with water. There was water all across the floor. All the moulds were destroyed. Tens of thousands of pounds, which would probably equate to 20s of thousands of dollars worth of product and suit just in the bin, destroyed. Completely catastrophic. We didn't post about it. We didn't want to be, oh, woe is us, guys. Of course, we inform customers and such, but we didn't post that publicly, and it was heartbreaking. Because we had all sorts of different sorts of moulds that we've got for muscle suits and everything, but the water damage, the damp, had just destroyed everything. And I think that would have crumbled many a business, in all honesty, because we aren't a big business where we're a massive infrastructure where people can, it's sort of, heck, we need family to help to clean up the area. We need industrial dehumidifiers to help get the moisture out there, because even though it might look clean, it's not. And when things aren't casting, the water gets in the cast, and there's more stuff thrown in the bin, which actually did initially happen. So there's these real sort of issues, and that was that. So for example, for Diana to just put the texture on this suit, you're talking weeks of work, and that's despite the work that I would do with the facial and lenses, for example, and then casting the strapping and cutting the strapping, and then gluing the strapping together, and then gluing the strapping on, and then the installation of the shoes. We're talking many, many, many weeks of work. And unfortunately, with what we're doing, because it's not a production line, it's not just, oh, next one, it's tricky. We could have gone screen printed fabric with this, and then it's a simple case of sewing it. But we believe this is a much better product, the way it shimmers and shines, and it just visually, in our opinion, looks nicer. So we do it that way, even though it's much more time consuming. That's another thing which people forget, unfortunately, is the time involved from our side. And I will show you a video of some recent stuff where things just don't go right. Hey everyone, bit of behind the scenes just to show you some of the struggles that we we have, as you can see, this suit looks like hell, and I've tried to save it, not to save it as a suit that would be used in a normal function, but something like that, if we could have kept it and maybe battle damaged it and just used it as a prop internally, or gone to an event and done something with it ourselves, it's obviously never going to go to a customer. But what had happened, the silicone had become contaminated, so as we put sort of the silicone within the spider areas and such, it didn't cure correctly, and so what I've had to do is scoop it all out and try to see if I can, as I said, clean it up somewhat. But it's such a disaster. And with it being silicone, it's not like you can put it in a washing machine with like a suit like this with all the rubber webbing and such. I've spent a day and a half trying to save it, because it's a lot of work. You know, Deanna's done a lot of work getting the webbing on, and we had the shoes installed. It really was a case of, actually, the face shell's all good to go because it's got a removable shell. But yeah, it's important, I guess, for us to show, fortunately this isn't a regular occurrence, but things happen often, and it's sort of like you lose a day and a half, and also a suit, so all the hours that has been put into actually making the suit, sewing the suit and everything else, yeah, it's a complete disaster. Sort of weeks in the whole process from start to finish have been lost. But that's the thing here, we're not making stuff out of a large production and just banging stuff out. It takes time, but bit of a loss, but hey, we'll keep positive and move on to getting it redone. And as you can see from those sort of videos, it's painful. It's really painful, because not only is the whole entire team worked on that product, and at the last hurdle or somewhere in the middle, it has been destroyed. So Amy's sewn a suit together after we've got some really nice fabric, and then Joanna, myself, or Deanna, just put lines, the 3D either glue webbing or strapping, or we've done it by hand, and then you're on sort of facial installation anyway, and then you look and you go, and something happens and the product's in the bin. But as frustrating that is for a customer, because then it means there's a delay, and it only takes one suit. So this one suit, for example, here, where 100 hours of work, by the time, from everything, from the embryonic stage right through to you see it now where it lights up and everything, that's all that time is gone, and we're not getting reimbursed for that. That's, unfortunately, it's not a regular occurrence, but it would only take one or two, or if you imagine a flood, 20 just gone. And we haven't the resources to be, all right, come on, get everyone in. We can only physically work as fast as we can, because it is a skilled job. It's not a job where you can just train somebody up and right, okay, go make some suits. It doesn't work like that, and that's why trying to find staff in the team is really difficult, because you need to have super, your work style needs to be super hard. You also have super precision and creativity and attention to detail and professionalism. There's all these things to make that magic work with what we're trying to do here at NLD. So it's been super frustrating, added with the lockdown. Mega hard. Yeah, it's been truly hard. We've then, again, I won't talk about staff's personal things, but I was severely ill in March. Yeah, with COVID, really ill. Again, I don't want to go into it. The thing is, it's always difficult sort of making videos like this as such, and just being honest, because I'm really very much, let's progress, let's learn from mistakes and move forward and get better. And I don't want a whole woe is me, poor me, because it's not me as a person. But there again, if I never tell people anything, people go, well, what's been happening, what's going on? And then my partner, who also helps with NLD, was ill. And then we've got we've got staff who've got children, which has been terribly difficult, because then they can't go to school because the schools are all shut. We've been in this on-off lockdown for a year now in the UK, so then it means then staff can't come in to help with that, and a whole host of other things, which, as I said, it's not my place to be saying all the details, but it's been exceptionally difficult with having staff off and not being able to work, and because of government restrictions and all these other things and protocol. So it's been very difficult. Plus, financially, it's very difficult when we're losing a product like this and it's going in the bin and there's nothing we can do about it. with a loss of sales because no one's going to conventions, studios haven't been running really, and such like that. So there's all these things that have been very difficult. But I live and breathe this, and that's all. It's been a big passion of mine and the whole team for years now. And all I want to do is get better, and we just want to produce better products and improve, and to bring on to the point of how frustrated people may be. Believe me, tenfold here of how frustrating it is, because there's nothing more frustrating for me is that certainly, we know the magic, and fortunately, say for example, if someone has been waiting a long time and they're frustrated, and I feel that, we have to own that, and absolutely own that, and it's painful because you want people to be happy, but eventually when they do get the product, they're always happy. Yeah, there'll be people out there who'll pick, because there's a lot of products that go out that door, and yes, some people will pick and go, oh, look at this one, we didn't like this, or whatever, but we have an 85% customer return rate, and that's legitimately 85% of customers who purchase from us reorder. So that's when we know we must be doing something right. Always the people who might have an issue are going to shout the loudest. But one thing that is very frustrating from our side is the truth. It's hard to get to the truth because I made a mistake in the past, which is I believe is a mistake, is if somebody's saying something negative or untrue about the business, or to react. Whereas now, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing and keep getting better. That's all. Because when you realise and you read stuff, and sometimes, that's just not true. That's just not. When people say they don't receive emails or updates, that is not true. That's completely wholeheartedly not true, because Joe works a backside off responding to emails and informing people. But one thing we've done in the past, it's like, Joe, this will be out in 2 weeks, guaranteed. And I've shot myself in the foot because something might happen, and it won't be. So that's why. But we have email after email after email of people and thanking once they've got the product. People working internationally, nationally, because getting booked on for big projects because of the products that we make. One time, hand on my heart, I did make a mistake. I don't really want to go into all this sort of stuff, really, but very clever. I didn't really know what trolling was, I'll be honest with you. All we've ever done is just try to be super positive and such on social. And one time I was goaded into some prop maker, into Spider-Man, and decided to come onto No Limit Designs' page, say our product wasn't very good, and then to market and sell his product on our page in the comment. Basically, this is rubbish, I can do much better, come buy from me. And he kept commenting and commenting and commenting, and eventually I snapped. Looking back on hindsight, that's unprofessional, Luke. I am a human being. When you've got a career, when you spend, literal blood, sweat and tears creating and trying to do something special for people, and you've got somebody just on the back, for whatever their motivation is, to try to insult, to disrespect, to cause problems, to get you angry, it's hard sometimes to eventually go, do you know what? And I said some stupid little comment to him, to which he then instantly screenshot, sent it everywhere, and I was the big bad guy. And once stuff like that's out there, it's hard to people because they're not really interested in the truth. People want to get involved in the drama and the fun, and it's really exciting. Here's the big bad guy. Let's get him. He's terrible. Hey, look, this one person said they had a problem with something. Look how bad they are, and then it steamrolls. Meanwhile, we're getting lots of support and such. But we're in this for the right reasons. And yeah, we make mistakes. Of course, we freaking do. But it's just the unfairness or the untruth, which is the biggest pain, I think, for all of us. Especially when I'm sat up until 2 o'clock in the morning working my ass off to make such products like you see behind me. It's really painful. Someone will say, they're not the real products, the scammers. Well, we're here in the UK, and if anybody scammed anybody, we'd be arrested and shut down. We're not in some, backwater country, wherever, where there's no government and legislation about such things and all that sort of. And again, it's just untrue, and it is painful because the whole team put everything into what we're doing here. it's been a difficult time, but fortunately, we've had some big stuff come through with some major games manufacturers, games producers and such. And it's been brilliant over the last couple of years, and even so recently through lockdown, that really helped us. Well, getting some big work, which has helped recoup some of the cost of having a freaking flood, losing everything. But anyway, I don't want to keep ranting on. So I just wanted to get a bit of what's been happening behind the scenes, really. And all I can ever say is, if you ever hear anything negative or anything like that, just delve a bit deeper, because you only have to go onto Twitter and somebody might say, for example, make a silly joke and suddenly they're the devil, and it's not true. Or I think it's difficult with social media and an online presence of finding truth these days, because it's very easy. One thing was really sad, and I'm not going to name and shame the person, but what really made us understand of what sort of going on in the world and society. We had a customer who wrote to us, sent photos of them in their suit, and saying they took a day off work, it's the best day of their life, they've had an amazing time. Every time they go to a convention, they get I don't know what the word he used now, but not attacked, but crowds of people all and want to touch you because they follow the texture and the newspapers and all sorts, and just said, thank you, NLD, you've changed my life. And yet recently somebody sent me something on Facebook where someone said, oh, NLD, you delayed, and is anybody else any problems? And that person responded, yes, I did also have to wait a long time for the product, which he did, and he's true, and we have to own that. And again, I apologise, but he never said anything else, nothing else. And that's where you go, oh, that's what we're dealing with. And that was someone that's tough. And that's why I just don't respond anymore, because what's the point? If that's somebody who goes out of their way to thank us and to send photos of them in the suit, of them in the press, newspapers, if that's what somebody would do who sent us lots of love, or what's somebody going to do who, for whatever reason, thinks doesn't like us or whatever. But anyway, onwards and upwards. For anybody out there who wants to get in touch or whatever, we're always here to help, genuinely. And have to own it. As I said, we have been freaking delayed. And for anyone that has had a delay, apologise. But just please rest assured, we are not sat here counting all the millions and sat on the yacht. We are busting our backsides with everything that we've got. And weekends, I used to say, well, yeah, they're work days for us. So thank you for all your support, and thank you for your patience. So move on, guys. I'll just let you know, Deanna is also building further in her studio where she's living now as well, and actually we're going to have some more staff who we know, and Deanna's trained, so that's another real super positive, because having more staff, production and everything else, that's really, really cool. Right, I wanted to show you these guys. This guy is going out today. Another delayed order, not going to lie, another delayed order. But I want to show you, I think it's going to an entertainment company. So we've got the cool bits, the light up eyes, and shoulder pads. But I'll tell you what I'll do, I'll turn off the lights. A bit more dramatic effect, huh? Okay. Right, let's take you over. I'll show you this guy. So this is our Alien Spidey suit. You can see it up close and personal. You can see through those lenses, no problem. They're really cool. We'll design them so obviously you can see. And the light up. So one thing I have to say is, when we're always improving. Like, it's my mantra in life is to always improve. So God, he looks so strange like that, doesn't he? It's my mantra in life to always improve. Everyone who knows me is probably fed up of me saying it. But for example, this customer now, because they've waited, I don't know how long, but because we've always improved, we've improved the shoulder pads. So by the time they've ordered, they would have had, we've improved the shoulder pads, the lenses, and some of the rubbers and such like that. And we've put like a more metallic finish and such. And that's all happened since that customer's ordered. So they're going to now get a better product. That's very standard of NLD, I have to say. Really standard. I haven't got the web shooters on them, but they're of course getting them. You get some of the leg parts as well. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Then we have, this is a PS4 mask with a Tasam lenses. I can't stretch it at the moment because I'm only one hand. But that's a cool, it's sort of custom design. Customer said, oh, can I have the Tasam instead of, so that's going out today. And then of course we have this guy, Homecoming, and that's the sort of texture I was talking about. We use iridescence in there. I don't want to give too much away, but when the light hits it, it has this really cool shimmer. And because we make it, if it was screen printed, it'd be a lot flatter, but we wanted it to be more, to pop more and to have more of that effect. Yeah, it looks super cool. I'll just turn Spidey off, don't want to use all the batteries. As you can see with Spidey there, that iridescent shimmer, that's something that we do, and that's the reason we do this, is so it has that, I mean, indirect sunlight, holy smokes, this absolutely just pops and glows, the whole thing, it literally glows. You can see sort of just there, the shimmer coming through the different red tones and such. That's going out today. And for you guys, so this is a good example of our custom stuff. So this is in production, this is not finished. This is going to be the Black Cat from PS4. So yeah, I've got to be doing the base plates and such for the abdominal area and make it all tactical and armoured and such. But Amy's done a sterling job. The white bits will all be anchored down, they won't be lifted off like that on the finished product, but it's a really technically difficult suit to make, with all the different tones, you know, so having the matte as well as the gloss and such like that. But this is sort of what we specialise in, and this is where we do lots of work for studios and production companies and such. So as I said, this is not complete, it's just in production. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting that one done. That's just a good example of some custom work that we do, really. And that's really it for today, guys. Really appreciate you listening to me ramble on, but I just think it's good to get some information out there. You know, we're just a small family-run specialist costume design production company, and yeah, I wish we had more available hands. Hey, if you guys are good and have a good eye for creativity and attention to detail, get in touch, because we're always looking for new people. It's just trying to find people that fit well is always difficult, but appreciate your support so much, and big love to you all. Hope you're all super excited about the lockdowns getting lifted, and rest assured we're doing everything we can, and wishing you a great, beautiful day, week, month and year. Take care.